Daniel, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Dude, so you've been here for what, about a month now, right?
Yeah, it's been about a month since I had my license, probably just over a few days.
Okay, cool. So we delayed it a little bit, around a month from the time you joined, and I'm kind of glad we did because like some really cool stuff has happened in that month. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely think some cool things happening right now.
So you've put some really good momentum for just a few short weeks of being in real estate and on our team as a real estate agent. But let's go back a little bit and let's kind of like just tell everybody. Obviously, everyone knows this is Daniel. He's joined eXp Realty. He's a member of BMP Network, and we just want to announce and let everyone know a little bit of his story and how he accomplished that and what he's been through already on the team and what his experience has been. So let's go back to when we met. We met what, back in like October, November of last year, right?
Yeah, it's been almost come up on a year now, I think, almost. But back
Almost
then,
there.
yeah,
So when we first started talking, you were thinking about getting into real estate to sell homes, and unfortunately, last year, the only way to get your real estate license was to physically go into a real estate class, and you had to wait for the class to be available. And when we started talking, there wasn't a class that was available that worked for your schedule for like 2 or 3 months, right?
right.
And
And that's when
so,
I was gonna say that's when I actually went into. I think you had a mastermind at your house, and you were kind of going over the little things about real estate, and that's when I was just barely starting to jump into it back then. So
yeah, I remember you there and like jumped right in and like did goal setting with us for 2019, and we did a mastermind on just like how we were going to accomplish those goals, and that was a really good session, by the way. I'm glad you came to that. So, um, but what happened when you found out you couldn't jump into real estate school right away? What is it that you did at that point? Tell everyone that. Share your story a little bit about that.
well, at that point, I kind of want to get into real estate one way or the other. So having the classes being filled up like that, I wasn't really having the opportunity at the time to kind of mixing with the schedules of school starting and stuff like that. What I ended up doing was jumping into loan officer as a lender. The school for that was a short period of time. The test was pretty hard, but so I was definitely working as a lender for a while, and kind of touching bases locally and throughout the state as far as working with real estate agents and working that job. However, something was kind of sitting and boiling inside of me. I really wanted to get into the real estate, so as soon as a realtor. So once the opportunity was there, I definitely took the class, and well, here I am today.
Yeah. So I remember that you actually had told me, like, yeah, well, like, I'm still signed up for the real estate school. And you're like, I didn't tell anybody that, but I'm just going to go ahead and take it anyway. And you did, right? You went through the schooling and got it done. And I don't know if you were even real certain on if you were going to do it at that point or not, right? Were you?
Yeah, I think you kind of approached me and asked me, oh, well, are you going to do lending, or are you going to stay a lender, or are you going to do real estate? And I think at that point I hadn't taken the test yet for the exam. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with lending. But it just still didn't really kind of satisfy as far as where I wanted to go and take my career.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the major like milestones and like turning points for you to say I'm going to go do real estate sales was when you introduced me to somebody else from your real estate class, and we sat down for lunch, the three of us, and I explained eXp Realty to him, and you sat there and said, "Well, wow, I want that," right?
Right. I was like, you're kind of making me want to join the other side here. Yeah, definitely.
And you were already gone through school, and you were pretty much ready to go at that point. Just had to pass the test. So, a few weeks later, here we were, and you joined the team and joined eXp Realty, and so that lunch that we had when we all sat down and kind of talked, what was it that kind of like sparked your interest? Like, where with everyone else? I know you've actually talked to some other brokerages too, so you know how like what the competition offers for agents, and what made you choose eXp over them?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, like the numbers made sense to me. Having having three sources of income rather than one source of income is what really sparked my interest. It's something new, it's something alive, and it basically was something that I have to set the path forward as far as for my family. And I want to be able to help family and friends out, and kind of share my stories and kind of help bring them along. And if they have interest in real estate, I'm always talking about real estate. So um, I'm definitely that's definitely the main things that talking to other brokerages, kind of learning their business model. eXp definitely had the business model that I thought was like the best fit for me and my family.
That's awesome. And you've already been doing exactly what you said, because you've not only done it for yourself, but you've helped multiple other people in the process of what you've done already, like getting into school, passing the test. How many people have you actually like sat down with and talked to in the past month, even to help them?
I think within about even I want to probably go back within the last month to 45 days or so, but I've sat down with about 10 uh, people that are interested in going to school, people that are enrolled into school, and people that are actually done with the exam themselves, just needing a little bit extra, assistance as far as getting the license. Because it's definitely, I'm not going to lie, it's definitely a tough test, and as long as you put your mind to it, it's definitely something that you can do. And so far, it's been very rewarding. Like I said, and like you said, I've only been on the job as a real estate agent probably just over a month, but probably just past 30 days, and I'm already starting to see the fruits of changing over. So it's definitely been a great decision.
Yeah, I think you're right. And so let's focus a little bit more on how you've been talking with people, helping them, pass the test, get through real estate school. I know a lot of people out there, we've even had some controversy over it, of people bringing that up to where they're like, how's this guy that just got a license going to help somebody else do real estate when he's just starting himself? And like, I just kind of want to address that for a minute, because I think that you just went through that process. You just passed the test. You just went through studying. And who better to learn from on that portion of that is than you, right? Because you've already done it, and you've done it so recent, it's fresh in your mind. So like,
Yeah.
you're cool with that process, and you've partnered and teamed up with our team, and you're using us as your leverage, because the team is now anyone you're bringing in, guiding, coaching, training, supporting them, doing marketing and all the stuff that we do as a team to help them succeed using our systems and business models. And you are the one that's out there on the front line that's introducing us to these people and helping them pass the test, which is one of the hardest parts of becoming a real estate agent, in my opinion, is just getting through the schooling and then passing the test, and the time frame of, a lot of people go through that with no income at all while they're in school, right? So I think it's amazing that you're helping so many people already, because you mentioned about 10 that you've sat down with, but there's been more, like probably 20 to 30 people that you've actually talked to, right?
Yeah, it's definitely about 30 to probably, I would say about 30 to 35 people that I've actually talked to that have interest in real estate, and I think it's because of our actions as a team. A lot of these people, it may have been on their back burner, on their mind for a long time, but just kind of allowing people to have that that spark of interest again, and definitely we're here to help them and assist them, get to that goal they want to get to.
That's awesome. So now, past month, let's talk about what have you done sales wise, because there's a few things that I've heard from a few people out there that, about eXp Realty or about our team, and they see this new bling shiny object of a business model happening, and a lot of people say things like, well, it sounds too good to be true, or you guys aren't focused on production, you're just focused on, finding masses of people, right? So
Right.
right, but tell us a little bit about production wise. Let's talk about sales, because I know sales and our production is number one priority over everything. No one succeeds without production. We're production based first. And everyone on our team, production has gone up since we've been here. And I believe it's just because people people will do better when they're in an environment that serves them, that makes them happy, and they have no limit, no ceiling on them holding them back. And when you're happier, you're just going to produce more. And I think that's really what we've experienced. So in your first month or so, tell us what you've experienced on production. What happened to you in like the first couple of days?
Well, the first day actually being on the job, I was actually able to show a house, which I was like, awesome. I definitely have to give a big thanks to the team for that. And that's basically what it's all about when it boils down to is the team. And now, fast forward a couple weeks, I'm currently have 3 in escrow, and I'm working on 1 listing right now. Actually, I'm take that back. Let me step back. I'm working on 2 listings right now, which are looking pretty positive right now. And I think I'm taking a lot of traction. I'm barely getting my wings off the ground, and right now it's looking very good. And I'm very glad that I made this jump and working with a great team and very supportive team actually. So.
Yeah, I think you're my main reasons why I think you're succeeding so quickly and you're doing so well. And I mean, you're not only building your business and your production, you're also building your future and your team within eXp as well. So you're doing a lot of stuff in a short amount of time. And I think the only reason why you're able to do that is your commitment level and your dedication and the time that you're putting in, because without that, you could be sitting at home right now complaining, but you show up every single day, even on weekends a lot of times. And I got to give my hat off to you, man, for doing a good job, because no one can force you to do that. You have to have that burning desire yourself.
Yep, that's definitely true.
So now let's get into a little bit more on like the business model a little bit. So you had mentioned like 3 sources of income, and that's why you chose the business model there. I truly believe that this business model is the best business model I have ever come across, and it's the best for me. And I also believe that it's probably going to be the best for many other agents as well. Once you take the time to sit down, look at it, understand it, and compare it, the only objection I've heard so far is it sounds too good to be true. Or people have some other perspective that maybe someone else planted in their head that it could be something bad or it's not sustainable. But trust me, I'm experiencing it. We've been here a few months now, and great things are happening. And it was definitely one of the best business decisions I've made. So I want to hear a little bit from you. Like, is that how you believe also, and how you feel? And like, go in a little more depth on the model itself.
Well, the model itself, like I said, what kind of attracted me in the first place is because I had to look in the long run for my family. And I want to have that ability to help my friends and family, not only financially, but I want to kind of provide some kind of, help as far as, kind of guiding them in the right way. I mean, number 1 is the team. Okay. Number 2, the company provides stock for all the agents once they join the team. I'm still looking into the stocks and stuff myself, but I'm hearing that you get stock later on in the company, which is, it's like a savings account. I personally never owned stock. I think I owned stock one time, and I put like $6,000 of a tax refund one time, and it was like a penny stock, and all those stocks went away. It was pretty ridiculous. But having stock given to me from a company is just one reward in itself. And not only that, you have a portion of revenue share as you attract agents into the company, and that alone is like it makes me want to succeed more. It makes me want to kind of put my feet to the ground even faster as far as getting a running start and help others get into the same position as far as having that source of income coming in. So, and not only that, you get the source of income for your production. I mean, like you said, it all leads to production. And right now, as far as being so new to the game, I'm definitely taking a lot of traction, and I'm definitely taking all the moves that I need to do. Working with a great solid team, and always there to answer my questions. I have a lot of questions. I think I asked you probably like 15 questions that one day. I was just like, hey, I got a question. Hey, I got a question. But definitely, it's a solid structure for me, and I didn't see any other brokerages out there that offered that for me and my family.
Yeah, and in addition to that, training and the team support, classes. I mean, there was 1 week where I saw 43 classes happen in 1 week. They're all live training classes that we had access to. We're learning from some of the best people out there on team building and just different categories, every category you can think of. So that's an amazing tool, I think, also for just all this to use together. And so let's go back a little bit and you mentioned the stocks, right? So yeah, I think the stocks are great. The stocks, I'm going to be honest, was not a reason why I joined eXp Realty for myself. However, I know we've had a lot of conversations on it now that I started being rewarded with some stock, buying stock at a discounted price, even through commissions, and I'm seeing it start to compound and add up, and it's turning into where it's going to be another source of income for me when I didn't think it was going to be honest. I wasn't excited about it at all, but it does help create a retirement. You have a savings account in place. You have something that you're being rewarded with that's going to benefit your future. And so it is a long game. It is in sales in general, and any type of business, you have to be in it for the long game. Anybody that believes that EXP is a get rich quick, scam, like they're not really with the model, and they just truly don't understand it, in my opinion, because that's not what it is at all. Like, you truly have to go out there and you have to hustle. You have to do the work. You have to show up every single day. You have to, be driven. You have to be dedicated. And like the next thing you mentioned too is like the revenue share, right? So like that's one thing I really like about this company is anybody who joins us is, they have the same potential that I do or an owner would do in the company at a typical brokerage on day one. There's no closed door meetings. We all collaborate together and we all have the same earning potential and the growth potential as even a franchise owner would have. And actually, like we tell people now, Daniel, we always mention how we're on the same potential. Like when we join eXp, we're being treated as like a franchise owner is. We have the opportunity that they have, right?
Right. We're all business partners in this, and it's definitely, I can see that. And it's awesome that everybody does have an opportunity from day one. Typically it would be only for those, like you said, franchise owners or team leaders. Other brokerages have recruiters, and all the other guys are just working their butts off. And for what? That's just how I see it.
Yeah. Taking a lot of risk and, the years and years and years of people saving money in order to go start that brokerage of their own or to start that franchise that they wanted to start. And you have that opportunity on day one. You just got to go do the work. You got to go do the work, use the platform, and, show up every day, day in and day out. Like, be the first one in, be the last one to leave is what I tell people. If you really want it, you really want to succeed, that's the first step. Show up.
Yep.
So then your personal production, right? So we talked about that, and like your personal production, I know is priority for you, even though you've helped so many people already get the ball rolling, right? Like, yeah, you're building your team and you're building your pipeline with that, but your personal production is number one priority, and you've voiced that to me. So what are you doing that's maybe causing you some success that you could share with on that?
I think number one, I try to tell this to friends and family, as far as not just generally, but for me personally now, is just is the mindset. Mindset has to be there. Like you said, you have to show up to work. You have to make those phone calls. You have to build those relationships with clients. And it's I think number one is mindset. It's definitely the mindset. You got to see where you're going, and you just can't turn back, and just kind of learn from your experiences and keep moving forward.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So we've been talking about mindset a lot lately, just, me, you, and Brian here. And, you're listening to some books right now. What's the name of the book you're reading right now?
It's by Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It's definitely a book I recommend for all my friends and family and anybody out there listening. It's a definitely mindset book, and it's definitely helping me right now. So I definitely suggest that book.
Yeah, one of my favorite books. I've read it a couple of times also, and I think it's great. So mindset, I think, hands down for sure, because, you've got to invest into yourself first, and in order to, go out and be able to accomplish anything, because as soon as you run into a hurdle, if your mindset isn't right, you might not make it over that first hurdle. So that is a huge, huge factor for success, in my opinion. Well, Daniel, how do people get a hold of you if they want to reach you? What's the phone number for you?
My phone number is 602-885-6776. You can also just private message me on Facebook, usually by the phone. If not, I'll get back to you guys pretty fairly quickly.
Cool. Through the phone number on the screen for everybody watching, take his phone number down, save it. Add him as a friend, follow his real estate journey, watch what he's doing. He's doing a lot of great things. You'll see him doing a lot of videos, walkthroughs on properties, a lot of things that you don't see a lot of agents out there doing day in and day out, which is awesome. And I know we're about to even step that up a notch here soon. And so you're going to see a whole lot more. So if you're interested in just real estate in general in the area, add him as a friend, follow his business page, watch what he's got going on there for real estate, watch the homes coming on the market. Or if you're a real estate agent and you're just curious to see what he's doing, I know we're pretty open and we'd love to share with anyone what we're doing that's working for us. And you'll see a lot of great ideas coming soon from Daniel. So add him, send him a direct message, reach out to him, and we'll definitely comment and put all everything in the comments as well of how you can get a hold of him.
So yeah, all right, guys.
Thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. See you later.